Hello and welcome to another episode of Narrated Rolling, where I look at me rolling with my friends Jason and Gosha in their basement dojo. This week we're going to do some more Nogi with Jason only, and we're going to carry on with the same set of rules, basically going for all the footlocks that we can, leg and footlocks, not ignoring arm bars, kimuras, headlocks of course, but mainly focusing on a few things I'm trying to pick up. This past couple of weeks I've been studying the work of Lachlan Giles and Ryan Hall, especially their 50-50 guard, and trying to get heel hooks and other leg lock submissions from there. And the 50-50 guard has moved on a lot since I first started using it. Must be 10 years ago, 8-10 years ago. And when applied to the Nogi game with a sort of more modern mindset, modern jiu-jitsu mindset, some very, very interesting things develop. So I'm just trying to play with that. Throughout these rounds, you'll see me attempt some of those moves. Some successfully, some not. So we'll start off with this round here. I'm in turtle, and Jason's trying to fish for underhooks, which I'm not going to give him. And Jason's more than used to it. I play a lot of turtle. I bust out of turtle, trying to get regard here, not successfully. A little bit of Nogi spider guard, grabbing the wrist, pushing at the bicep, and then we're in a leg lock position, so that was interesting. So basically, this seems to be the theme of a lot of my rolls. I go from a very defensive position, trying to see if the person will give me something, an arm or a leg, and then reverse them from there, and see what footlocks I get. It's not a good start for me though. You'll see me tap to this rather naive leg entanglement that I put together. And we'll go through that. I want to show you what happens because this is a warning, and the funny thing is I don't get caught with this once but just twice in our session. So what happens here is I go into 50-50 because I want to work my 50-50 this week. And so here's my 50-50, and I thought rather than go for the more usual deep triangle pattern, I've been looking at advice from Ryan Hall where he says you can extend your legs and just cross your ankles over. So I did that, and this protects against the heel hook, or protects the near side leg, my right leg, from the heel hook, but it doesn't protect you from the Texas cloverleaf, which you can see Jason's fishing for. I didn't spot in time, and he just cranks out, and it is the most insane pain. It's probably the most painful footlock, I would say, because it's like being straight ankle locked on both of your legs. So really unpleasant. So I learned my lesson there. I'm going to move it on to just a little bit more onto this roll here. So I'm playing butterfly guard. Let's play it. Playing some butterfly guard. I extract the leg, and now I'm trying to go a little bit deeper across the knee line, and I secure. Now you can see my triangle is a little bit better there. I'm still extending, but I'm aware that Jason could fish for that Texas cloverleaf, so I really don't want that to happen again because it's super painful. But I'm committed to trying the 50-50 because it does expose the heel. Now he's aware of this, so we're doing a lot of grip fighting because he doesn't want me to extend backwards and dig for the heel. I see him going for the Texas cloverleaf again, or at least a straight ankle lock on the outside leg. But that's not really going to affect me because I'm just positioning my heel. What I have to be careful of is not exposing my own heel on the left leg. At the moment he's going for some sort of reverse straight ankle. No, he's not going for it. He's going to stand up. He's going to stand up. Now, notice this. This is interesting. This is what I've been doing a lot of. Something I picked up from Ryan Hall is that he does mention a lot that you don't have to stick with the conventional figure 4 of the triangle leg entanglement position in 50-50. You can put your legs anywhere that would disrupt your opponent's balance. So at the moment I've been using my leg underneath Jason's armpit a lot, and from here you can really, and I'm pushing outwards in this direction, and when you do that it disrupts his top bottom. So what happens is usually when you're playing 50-50 you're so concentrating on entangling the leg in this region that you're not in control of the top body here. But if you are more flexible with the legs, you can in fact affect his balance around about here. So that's an interesting little additional development that I picked up, and as you'll see later on it's proved very effective. Here it's not quite so effective. I'm still sort of playing with it, but sort of putting that leg high keeps it out of danger. I'm not being footlocked from there, and I'm trying to dig for something. At the moment I'm in a sort of neutral 50-50. I'm turning my knee inwards, so there, and now this is interesting. This is a new development. This I got from Lachlan Giles. He calls this the outside sankaku. So my bottom leg, oops, let me just get the drawers icon on. My left leg is in the traditional 50-50 position, and my right leg, which would normally be triangling my leg, instead goes across Jason's body and hooks on the other side. Now the big tip that I picked up from Lachlan is that you can't just leave your leg here, you have to really kick back with that heel. So really like a leg curl, and that keeps Jason in position quite solidly. I found it really effective. You think it sort of exposes your feet, but there's nothing here. I'm hiding my heels. I'm certainly hiding this heel. So I can fish for the outside foot or the inside foot. In this case I go for the outside foot and I get the toe hold. Sorry, yeah, toe hold. Nice little finish there. Now we'll move on a little bit later in this round because I don't have it all my own way. This is our first round, by the way, so we're just sort of feeling where we can go with these techniques. We're still a bit rusty. Now here Jason takes my back, try not to give up underhooks, and let's see what happens here. Something unpleasant happens to me. We'll move it on a bit. He takes my back, and what I like to do when people take my back is I do a very sort of hawking position, but I raise my legs up, which is in the gi rules, IBJJF rules, I can sort of get away with. Sort of, I say. But now that we're focusing so much on the leg lock game, and so is Jason, he is thinking, I can do stuff from there. See, I'm presenting my top leg to him here. So at the moment he's trying to get my back, but he knows that's futile. But so now he switches to the leg, and we're sort of in a sort of truck position. Anyway, he goes for a calf crush, as you can see. He's pulling down, and he gets the lever, and I can't defend it. So not great for me, great for Jason. Good example there, not to invert badly on my behalf. Now going back to this little thing that I've been doing, where I kind of use my leg from one of these leg entanglement, usually 50-50, and sort of kick underneath his armpit. I'm going to move to, let's have a look, 7 minutes 30. There's something interesting. Yeah, here, round about here, you can see. So from here, I'm sort of standing. I see the leg there, and I dive in for a knee bar, trying to extract the knee bar. But Jason's got his leg very bent. I'm not in danger of having my back taken from here. My hips are presenting quite a target, and you can see my top leg here. So just go back a bit. That was an interesting. So I'm trying to play with this sort of very open position where I kind of knock against his neckline or under his armpit, which disrupts his. Well, it stops him from trying to put weight on me and crush me. So I find that very useful tool. Obviously, I'm aware that it's exposing my legs somewhat, but if you use it carefully, it's quite good. So from here, I just regard. So that's what I wanted to show. You'll see more of that in later rolls. Now we're just going to move on to the next round, and I wanted to show you something funny. We start in stand up. We just started this round. A little bit of grip fighting. Neither of us are particularly stand up strong in our games, but we like to play with these things. And I escape an ankle pick, and I just wanted to show that. Some people call that the idiot sweep. Let's go through that again. It's such a dumb thing. It's called the idiot sweep because it's so dumb. It's like you don't even need to know jiu-jitsu to do this one. You could teach this to kids, and what you need to do is just hook both your ankles, your insteps, around the ankles of the standing up person and just push their knee, and down they go. I mean, it's like a playground prank. That's how silly it is. Anyway, let's move on to more leg locky stuff. So nothing happens much of note. Well, lots of happens, but I want to focus on the leg locks here at 5 minutes. So let's move to 5 minutes 6. There we go. Okay. So from here, we're sort of in a just scrambling really, scrambling for decent leg entanglement. like a lot of jiu-jitsu, you do need position before submission. So we could all thrash around trying to go like here. I'm going for a ridiculous toe hold attempt, but I don't really have a good position until I lock that top foot in there, and now I have a sort of modified single leg X. It's not very secure, but it's okay. Kind of both. Oh, I think I get a tap there. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, I think basically with this one, I wouldn't call this an orthodox technique. I think I just sort of found myself here. There you go, there. Then I switched the top leg over to secure his hip line, and I think I'm fishing for a heel hook. Yeah, so I seem to get the my right leg on top of his hip line, which controls Jason's attempts to escape, really. And once you're trapped in a position, and I've grabbed hold of a foot, you can't quite see it, but I think I am fishing for the heel hook, and looks like I get it. Now, it doesn't all end smoothly for me. Let's have a look at what happens later on. 8:53, something cool happens. Let's have a look. Right, so we're in a bit of a leg entanglement scramble here. Can't quite see what's happening. Here we go. There we go. So I've done the same thing again. I've got the 50-50, but I've kind of left my foot open for Jason to grab, as you can see. At the moment he's just going for like a straight ankle lock, which shouldn't really be a submission, but if he can get my second leg involved, see how I've crossed my feet over, if you can get that second leg involved, and you'll see he wraps it over, that's going to hurt a lot. There you go, underneath, get it, pull in. Oh, you can just about hear me yell in pain. That is so painful. We're just going to look at that position again. So at the moment, so I see I've kind of figure four'd my legs there, but the ankles are very close to each other. So what happens then is all it needs, this leg here provides a fulcrum for this leg, and all it needs is upward pressure. So you don't even need to have a complicated a gripping position. As you can see, what Jason does is he just lifts up like it was a rear naked choke, just lifts up. I mean, he could grab his own fist for a gable grip and pull even harder for even more evil pain. But that's enough. My leg is trapped. I can't get it out. Bang, and that's a tap. Oh boy, that one hurt a lot. Just moving on to our third roll of the session. By the way, these were 10-minute rounds. So the good thing with 10-minute rounds, you might think it's really tiring, but actually I find it's less tiring than a really short, sharp 3 or 4 minute or 5-minute round, because there's much more time. You can take things at your pace. There's much more time to escape, figure out what goes wrong, and just work your way out. And if you do have to tap, then you can restart again, and you've got plenty of time to just get back into the groove. Anyway, we're looking at this round, and this is we talk about attack a lot, but you also have to be good at defend. Here, Jason's going for a heel hook, but the reason I'm able to escape is, like a lot of submissions, you need the position first, and there is no position. There's nothing to stop my hips from moving around. You can see I escape quite nicely there. I mean, that's fortunate for me. It just goes to show all these leg entanglements where you have the inside sankaku, the outside ashigarami, the basic ashigarami, or the 50-50, they're all there for a purpose, and the purpose mainly is to stop the other person escaping. And at the moment, all Jason is doing, all I can see really, he's just wedging my leg, which is this one, in between his two legs. So he's just squeezing. So it's not really stopping my hip line from moving around, which is, how you should escape basic ankle lock where he hasn't trapped you. So I split the legs, get out, and also I'm trying to hide my heel. So all the time with heel hooks in as a danger, I have to hide that heel. So if you just go back, we'll have a look at see that point here. So as he's digging for my heel, now it's a little bit exposed. You can see that heel is just a little bit exposed. So my instinct now, as I'm developing, is to rotate my leg outwards. So rotate my knee outwards, which makes the heel turn inwards and that saves you a lot of hassle. It doesn't prevent an eventual finish should you not escape properly, but it just, see, I'm rotating and splitting the legs, but helps, and continuing to rotate. This time I slip my heel around, slip my hip around, and we're out of there. So I just wanted to show that little bit of defending, which I was quite happy with. We're going to move on to a more lengthy exchange. Sorry, these are these are all quite new things that I'm developing. So let's have a look. 259. There's a really nice exchange going on here. What happens, I've noticed that a lot of my leg entanglements start from a defending position. So here I am in turtle. Jason's got his knee covering my calf, and he's putting some weight on, but not overcommitting, which he's learnt. I rely on. Now I'm inverting. I grab a foot. It's real speculative, really. I'm not really hopeful of getting a leg lock from there, but I have got quite a good leg entanglement thing going on. There, I clamp on that right leg of Jason's, and he turns into me, which exposes his heel. And there, but I'm a little compressed. We'll just go back a second there. I want to show you why it's not working, why my heel hook is not working. So I think I've done the right thing in exposing the heel. That's good, tick for me. But my arm is it's too far up my elbow. I really want the heel around about here as a fulcrum point. So my gable grip is too long, so I'm never going to be able to really get that little turn that I need. Also, although I'm doing quite a good job of clamping both feet here, it's not really preventing Jason from moving. That being said, the only way Jason can move is in this direction, which, helpful for me, exposes his heel even more. Alright, so we'll see what happens. Just break it down. Jason rolls, goes into turtle, which exposes his heel. I'm slightly out of position, so I really need to... I also want to get a bit more extension. I'm conscious of being squashed here. Can you see how as Jason moves backwards, it's compressing my legs and my back here, which, although you do need to have a bent leg to finish the heel hook, it's almost like it's too bent, so I need to readjust. So he goes onto his bum, but I've still got that heel, and crucially I've got weight on his leg. And when I have weight on his leg, I have much more time to recompose and reconfigure. So I'm digging out the heel. Again, I think the heel is too tucked into my elbow, and I realise that. So I just readjust. And now I get the extension. There, you can see so I just want to say I'm in this, yeah, it's an outside sankaku. So outside ashigarami, and I get the extension in this direction there. When I get the extension, I'm able to just pull a bit more leverage into it there. I'm readjusting the heel, pulling it further down my forearm, which gives me a little bit more rotation and a bit more thrust. There we go, pulling out. Now it's just hip pressure. I can get my hip pressure involved. Oh, it slipped a bit there, readjust. There, and I get a tap. So that was a nice little thing, and just wanted to show that really. No time to idle though. Jason gets me out very quickly. So watch this little exchange here. This is quite funny. Have a little chit chat, talking about our mistakes. Right. Okay. So Jason's in combat base. I'm in butterfly. I'm not really concentrating, so a little grip fighting. I try to insert myself again to get 50-50, but I get squashed and stacked, and I don't know why I put my foot there. I'm really not concentrating, and there you go, and he gets the heel hook on me. Bit of an error really, so I really got to be careful there. Moving on to the fourth roll. And as we get more warmed up into our session, we get a bit more confident with our grips and our leg entanglement and our exchanges. So I'm going to move it on to 255. And 255, something very interesting happens. Okay, so I'm playing a very neutral guard here. Jason tries to stack me, and I resort to some sort of weird half guard. I don't know if you can see, but I'm in half guard, but I'm on the other leg. So normally half guard is on the leg on the outside, but I've gone on the inside. I've no idea if this is useful or not. I just never play. I just found myself there. I think you can do some sort of... I think this is where you play the octopus guard, but I'll have to check. Okay, so I'm it's not a position I'm used to. All I know is that I want to get under his armpit. I don't want to be stretched out here. I want to get under his armpit, which I do eventually. Jason's trying to squash it. I mean, the good thing is that I'm on my side, so I can't really be flattened. There's not a lot of things he can do from there, and I'm clamping onto his leg very tightly with my legs. But the fun starts to happen once I can free myself underneath his armpit there. See, I get rid of his arm, go underneath, and then release the leg. That was a nice little kind of a reversal. So this is an example where if you're if you're sort of invested in learning concepts, then even if you find yourself in unfamiliar conditions like this, I'm just not used to playing this weird other leg half guard. The concept being, well, okay, if you're stuck and they're on top of you, you've got to find their underhooks. Something I spend a lot of time defending the underhooks, so why not use that against them? So there, I flare my leg out. Now you see this again and again. This use of my leg to go underneath his armpit, forcing Jason's direction this way, which I found to be again and again very useful when playing these, and it gives me access to his legs. So now I have access to his legs. Don't ask me what position I'm in. I've no idea. I just kind of swiveled and rotated this way, but I've got a very good hip on hip control here. At the moment, my left leg is kind of under his weight, but if I can free that, then I have a bit there. I'll free it. Now I can close my ankles together and get a clamp on his hips. So you can see already there's a knee bar forming right here. I just need to get in the right position. But Jason's turning, which makes it somewhat awkward to finish the knee bar. Because you see the fulcrum's in completely the wrong place. My fulcrum, which is my hip line, needs to be right over his knee. Not to worry, I've got a good hold. I reach back for the underarm knee bar. That doesn't work because, yep, can't quite. He bends his leg, and when he bends his leg, that exposes the heel here. I try a sort of a alternate grip here. I don't know the name, and yeah, we got the heel hook. So let's just look at that in a little bit more detail how that happened. So yeah, so Jason's defending the knee bar. Normally I would go for a toe hold, but he keeps his leg, his foot is away from me. So just reach. All I have to do with, see how he exposes the heel there, by defending that knee bar. Just reach back. I don't even do a gable grip. I forgot what this grip is called. It's just forearm to forearm grip. But it's very useful if you don't think the gable grip is a good enough grip. You can just sort of do this interim grip, and all you need is that extension and hip pressure. So just to show you the sorry to keep going on about it, but just to show you the details is that you have rotation here, you have hip thrust here, and you have extension with the legs. So those are the nice things that I've been trying to do to improve my heel hook finishing. Oh, and puffing the chest out, expanding myself, which puts pressure on his inside of his knee ligament there, and you get the finish there. So that was a nice little exchange. Now we're going to look at an exchange where it's just pure defending. Jason's got a devil of a hold on my foot, and I'm desperately trying to avoid a finish of any kind. Jason's really good at straight ankles, and especially the Texas cloverleaf, as you saw. So he starts here, really. Let's have a look. So he's starting to, and I'm not worried, nothing's happening. But one mistake, and the opponent can crank something on very quickly. So there's my foot dangling there. I don't know what it's doing there. I really need to not put it there. And he's got it. Two hands on one. So keeps going for that holding the foot there to stop my movement, and also potentially get a submission from him. So again, exposing my leg, he just latches a grip onto it, nothing fancy. Sometimes you can just grab a foot and it really stops a really mobile person, flexible mobile person from doing stuff. So good old-fashioned Dean Lister style footlock, not effective, but he's still got that leg and he's trying to dig for a heel hook. I'm very aware of that, hiding my heel. I turn towards to keep my knee outside, but he's still got a really nice hold of my ankle here. So I'm trying to run away. I can't do the run away because he's got such a good grip over my leg. And I kind of flopped down, which is probably a mistake. I should not have done that. But Jason didn't quite capitalise on that one. Anyway, he's still got a good hold of my ankle. Anything could happen. I mean, if I expose my heel, he could get a heel hook, he could get straight ankle. And if I turn the wrong way, he could even get a knee bar. But at the moment, I'm trying to defend the heel hook. I'm aware that he's trying to turn my knee inwards. And also, I can't really plant my foot on the ground to sort of raise my hips, because he's got that foot here, you can see. So he's trying to dig for that ankle, that heel, sorry. I'm really trying to rotate the way I feel I can defend myself. And I'm also trying to split his legs apart, which I can't do. And I get out. You can see me go, whew! I was kind of crapping myself that he was going to get me in a really evil heel hook, but again, all I can remember is just the one rule: hide the heel, hide the heel. That's all I'm trying to do, and rotate whatever I can to hide the heel, bring my knee out for the outside heel hook, and really try and save my skin there. So that was the fourth roll. I'm going to move on to the fifth. There's only 6 rolls, 6 10-minute rolls. So we're on to roll number 5, and some really good stuff happens. As I say, as we get warmed up, we're really getting into the swing of things, because we have a lot of time to play with them. We're now familiar with the sort of body structures, and some really cool things happen in the next few rolls. Okay, so we'll just move on. Right, we are back, and this is roll number 5 of our 6 10-minute rolls. I'm presenting my back just because I wanted to play a little defense, and somehow I get the legs. Just look at that again. It seems to be a common theme. I don't necessarily use my defensive postures to get the legs. It just so happens that the legs present themselves to me, and I think, well, just go for it. So throughout these rolls, I seem to be getting into a lot of defensive positions and getting reaching for the legs out of it. So here I am, working at what we call outside ashigarami. Not really the best, really. I haven't secured his hips, and you can see my feet here aren't doing anything. I am protecting against the heel hook here, but I'm kind of too far down his hip line. I think I want to be a little bit higher up on his leg, or lower down on his leg, higher up for me. And he's also, you can see his grip here, he's preventing me from successfully digging that heel. Still, I am still in a great position because I have got weight on his leg. I do find the outside ashi reasonably successful as a position to access the feet. It's just that I'm not confident that I can prevent him from passing around to take my back. But as long as I put weight on his leg, Jason's limited in how much he can move, in my opinion. It's just about getting that right angle and extension and the depth of my body compared to his leg. Jason's got longer legs than me, so I've always got to readjust what I think should be the case and what happens. Anyway, I'm sort of committed to going for this, and Jason's grip is just stopping me, and once he loses that grip, okay, I lose it there, but I somehow managed to recover. Let's have a look. So I've still got a leg entanglement, even though it looks I'm technically losing and defending. You see my leg entwined around his? That's going to be very useful. See how I can use that to hook around and then fish for his leg again. I'm going to go back and have a look at point one thing out that I wanted to point to you, but we're going to complete this so you can enjoy the the finish, or I can enjoy the finish. We go for the inside heel hook now. He's aware of that, using his feet to defend, but it comes on very quick because the inside heel hook is so exposed. I just wanted to point something out that I'm quite happy with. Again, it's the common theme where I'm doing the same thing again and again, and that's the use of my legs in a weird position to control his torso. So I've put my leg up here on here Jason's neckline, which for this particular setup, admittedly he's got the wall against him, which is a bit annoying for Jason, but with my leg here around his neck, I can control a little bit of his shoulder line and where his upper torso is going. And if you notice what I'm doing there, you see it gives me extension, and with extension I have time to get just the right grip around his heel. Okay, so he's defending a bit, but I'm still using my two legs here, almost like close guard, around both his leg, his hip and his shoulder line, which just limits what Jason can do to defend against me. So now it's just a matter of taking my time, always patience with these things, and I got the extension. That was quite a quick one, so that was quite nice. I'm going to move on just a few minutes later. Again, I use a defensive posture which allows me access to my partner's legs, which is really weird, I suppose, but I'm so used to these turtles and these pandas that I as soon as I see a leg, I'll just go for it. It's very odd. So I'm in this turtle position and defending it, so used to it. I'm used to whatever people can throw. He's got underhooks on me, not too worried about that. And so I think nothing much happens. Yeah, I'm in panda, one-legged panda. There. Yeah, okay, so that's what happens. So although I'm in a weird one-legged panda here, it allows me to roll over one shoulder and access a leg. And crucially, I have both legs, I have one of his legs trapped between both legs. So just go back from turtle, what I'm actually trying to look for, and this is a conscious decision, I am actually looking for the legs, sorry, just to contradict myself. I'm trying to get one of Jason's legs in between both my legs. So either he puts it there, or I sort of fish for it, and there I'm sort of fishing it and he kind of puts it there. There, that's all I need. So once I have one leg between both legs, I can start attacking the legs. And one thing that really helps me, again, same thing again, that leg. See that leg, my left leg? What I did there? So this leg is a very useful pendulum. So I use it as a pendulum to hit backwards. In the previous technique you saw me use it around his neckline, but this one is much more effective underneath the armpit, because that's a really, really powerful lever. So I use that pendulum backwards, which exposes his legs, and then it's a matter of clamping, going for 50-50, oh, outside net 50-50 actually, sorry. Bit of grip fighting. I don't want to lose the knee line, so I grab the knee and just reposition myself. Now I'm turning into him, so it's 50-50 facing into him. Some people call this 80-20. And I want to do the Lachlan Giles outside sankaku. So I bring my right leg over his hip line and clamp in tight. That's really the theme that I wanted to work on in this session. Clamp on tight. No matter where he rolls, something's going to be presented to me. I need a lot more work on this, by the way. Lachlan's got an 8-volume disc on this. I'm only on volume 1. But already it's proving really, really invaluable. I really like this outside sankaku that he's been teaching. I mean, I have used it before, but not to this level of detail. So it's really, really invaluable picking up the tips that he's showing. Anyway, from this position, I don't feel under threat. Both my heel, as I say, both my ankles are, so he's fishing for the straight ankle. There's just nothing there, which must be frustrating for the recipients. But anyway, I'm again grip fighting. I'm reaching for the near side leg. What happens here? And exposes the heel, digging for that heel. He crosses his legs over, but I think one little danger I spotted is there is a bit of a gap here underneath my armpit, which I guess a defender could extrapolate. I get the heel hook anyway. I'm just thinking out loud, really. Is that a danger? But I don't think I was. So I got the heel hook there. So that was a really nice little exchange there. As you can see, as we got more warmed up to the interchanges, we were more confident and we were defending better. So our scrambles, if you like, were getting longer and longer. And so as you attack, you expose yourself, but if you defend, too much, you're obviously not really progressing anywhere. So it's a matter of give and take for both parties. So I really enjoyed these rolls with Jason. I'm going to move on to one last roll, our last roll. A lot of really cool things happened in that one, and that's roll number 6 of our 10-minute rolls. So back in a sec. Welcome back, and so this is roll number 6. Each roll is 10 minutes long, and we'll pick it up here actually. I'm playing a little butterfly, grip fighting. So that kind of looked cool, but it didn't really get me anywhere. Let's go back again. I can't remember what I was trying. I think I was going for a rolling knee bar where you reach in and you launch your hips high and attack the knee high here. But I didn't get my hips high enough, so I kind of halfway bailed, which got me in this awful position here. And it was no problem for Jason to just stack me and put pressure on. But that being said, so I bail. He releases his leg actually. I didn't bail. And here I'm immediately into the Prit defensive postures. I'm using baby bridge. Baby bridge. I'm really pushing my neck, the back of my neck, back into Jason's shoulder, puffing my chest out, arching backwards. It doesn't look like I'm arching, but because he's putting so much pressure into me, I'm countering that pressure with my arch. You can see I'm arching backwards, which makes it really awkward for Jason to manipulate me and do what he wants to do. Anyway, so from here again, defensive postures. And I hook a leg. If I can hook a leg, I can reach it, there's potential for do stuff. So here we go. I reach for the leg, and now we can play. I find it really fascinating that from these really almost like giving up your back type positions, you can mine for advantageous leg lock. Oh, that took me by surprise. I didn't remember doing that. Let's have a look, see what happens. So let's go back a bit. So I actually am in turtle. I roll over my shoulder, take him with me, just a Peterson roll. I'm in danger of having my back taken, so I'm immediately going to hawking. And I'm really reaching around for his leg, one leg between both my legs. I just need to unhook that cross legs position that he has. Let's see what happens. I'm not in danger of my back taken, as I say that, and I stretch. It's just a knee bar. And it's just, yeah, very quickly on. This is nice because I was perhaps Jason was focusing on defending this leg so much he forgot about defending the other leg. So that was a nice quick interchange. Took me by surprise. I forgot about that one. We're going to end now. Sorry, I know you're enjoying these really lengthy narrations. This is the last one now, and I'm going to hand it over to Jason for winning this one. And it's quite an amusing, unusual finish. And an unusual setup. He's done this to me several times now, so it's not just fluke. So let's see what happens. We'll start it at 9 minutes here. Let's see what happens. Right, okay, so yeah, we go back. So I don't know what position I'm in. We're both sort of in a not very advantageous leg entanglement type position. But he comes up. And look at my legs. I'm figure fouring my legs. So it kind of looks like it is. I mean, it looks like I'm doing something useful with my legs, triangling them, but they're actually not doing anything because, Jason's leg is on the outside here, and if I was to have any effect, ideally it would be 50-50, which means his leg here would be on the other side here, but it's not. So all I'm doing is being stacked, and effectively what he's doing is a leg drag on me, and he just sits on me. Puts all his weight on, and I'm completely squashed and stacked, and I can't move. I can't do anything. I can't pivot, spin, invert. I can't push back. Can't do anything. And look at that. Look at my foot dangling there. Just a matter of time before Jason spots it. Here we go. He spotted it. He's taking his time. Nice little toe hold. Tap, and I felt like a right dunce there. So anyway, 6 10-minute rolls, lots of time to really play with our foot locks, our leg entanglements, defensive postures. We didn't ignore the back attacks, the trying to get mount and side and that sort of thing. But as you can see, with my very defensive guard, my very defensive postures, my turtling, the best I can hope for is grabbing a leg. I'm unlikely to get top position from exposing my back in this way. Not a problem. It's what I've developed, and I think in my opinion, ideally suited for submission only competitions. That sort of style, Pritt style of rolling, because it's very relaxed. You're allowing the attacker to put all their weight on you without much effect, and you're not penalised by the referee for being too passive or defensive. And so it really is down to if your opponent falls for the bait, fall for the traps that you set up, then you can get some submissions from there. So why not? Why not try the more defensive jiu-jitsu style for this submission only format? I think it works perfectly in this case, as you can see. It didn't all go my way. Jason had some very good submissions here, and I had to tap loads of times. Overall, about 50-50 for our exchanges, as we're both sort of branching away from our usual IBJJF gi style rolling into the submission only no-gi rules, but hugely enjoyable. My hats off to the tutorials I've been following, especially from Lachlan Giles and Ryan Hall today anyway, for the 50-50 tips, and the great John Danaher, of course, master of leg locks, for all the tuition from them. So really nice additions to the game, and I hope to bring that into class as well. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye.